What's up, it's Coach Jpro, and today I'm reviewing this Headhunter bag by Vali Sports. What are the pros, cons, who is the bag best for? We got no time to waste, let's go.
Okay, let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a hunt, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degree. This ain't a fluke, I seen it way before it ever happened.
So my first initial thought was this bag definitely feels different than most of the bags that I'm used to. Feels like if the slip bag and the heavy bag had a baby. Definitely took me a couple rounds to get used to the movement, and then I started to get into the flow of things. And by the way, if this is your first time here, my name is Jeremy. My friends call me Jpro. I am a former sales leader turned amateur boxer and fitness trainer. This page is dedicated to boxing for wellness. I'm all about helping people of all ages and experience levels. Starting with the first obvious pro is price. Chances are, if you're watching this, budget is probably a factor. Out of all of the heavy bags and reflex bags on the market that I've seen, this Headhunter bag is the cheapest. You can get it for $80 on their website today. The second pro is gonna be the lightweight design. This bag is only 20 pounds, which definitely throws you off at first. When you start boxing it, you're gonna see that that bag is moving right away. I'm all about the lightweight design. I'm factoring in that you might be getting this bag in a house, in an apartment, you might have other people around, you might not want to shake the entire house. The other big pro here is the ability to seamlessly blend offense and defense. If you've been to this page before, you know how important that is to me. Even if you're not training for the ring, it's still so much more enjoyable to get the full boxing training experience. You're getting more from a fitness perspective, a wellness perspective, and it's just more enjoyable to work all components of boxing. And this bag is really nice because you're working footwork, you're working head movement, slips and rolls. And for me, that's just day and night compared to just aimlessly slugging away on a heavy bag. Okay, some things you want to consider before buying. The first one for me is that this bag is very firm. Now, it could just be a personal preference. I'm gonna be 33 this summer, so I'm definitely trying to limit the stress on my joints. That's why I spent a lot of time with the Reflex bag or my Aqua bag or even Century Bob, who's over there watching us in the corner. But it is one thing I noticed here. This bag is very firm. I'm probably not gonna work more than 3 or 4 rounds a day, which for me is perfect as a warm-up because I got a ton of other equipment, but if you were doing research for a standalone bag, that's just something to consider. The second thing to consider is the amount of space required to really get into the zone with this bag. Now, if you have the space, it is a ton of fun once you get going and start moving around, working your footwork, changing angles, changing positions. But I think the size and the lightweight design, it is a little misleading. Because on the surface, it seems like a nice little cute bag that doesn't take up a lot of space, but you want the space to be able to move around it. Like for me, if I was in a fitness class and I had another Headhunter here and another Headhunter here, and people training next to me, I'd be very uncomfortable. On the surface, it looks really beginner friendly. It's got an amazing price tag. It's light, all the other things we said before, but there's kind of a lot happening at once here. We're training on a moving target, we're working our footwork, our head movement, we have to manage our power so that the bag doesn't go flying. A big thing for me is barriers to entry for beginners. I want anyone and everyone to start getting into boxing training at any stage of their life. And so that's something I'm always thinking about when I'm reviewing different products and looking at different bags. If I had never boxed before in my entire life, and I wanted to put on gloves and get going, is this something that would keep me engaged, that I'd be able to manage, or is it something that I wouldn't really be able to get the hang of? Obviously, you have to make that decision for yourself, but just keep in mind, if you're coming in with no experience, this is a tricky one to get started with. All in all, it's only been a couple training sessions for me, but this is absolutely a bag that I will use moving forward. It's just a different way to practice and develop all of those things that we love about boxing training. The biggest difference compared to a Reflex bag is just the range that you're getting. You know, it's almost essentially taking up the entire room where you're able to move around and practice your head movement, your slips, versus the Reflex bag that just keeps you in that in that pocket place. So it's just a different way to work, which is exciting to me. Who is the bag best for? If you are a boxing enthusiast or seriously considering working your way up to sparring or getting in the ring or competing, without a doubt, this bag is gonna help improve all aspects of your game. Or if you're a patient, non-ego driven beginner where budget is the #1 thing and you really just wanna get going at a low entry cost, then I would say give it a shot. That's all I got for you today. I'll definitely come back with an update once I've got some more experience with the bag under my belt. If you have any questions, if there's anything I didn't get to, feel free to drop a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you again real soon. Woo!